Here we are at Talladega. The field's set to go green. Ben Bando on the pole. Paul Conway on his outside. The 96 and the 21 on row 2. Then the 17, the 5, and then the 4 and the 06. Kyle Clenworth and the 21s are in-race reporter for the day, and they're about to go green. Crawling towards the line. These plate cars will take a while to get wound up. And there goes the green. The cars accelerate. Not much of a show, but they'll get going pretty fast. Side by side through turns 1 and 2. All bunched up. One mistake and they'd all be gone on lap 1. Line's pretty much even right now. Clenworth and Conway on the top. Bando and the 96 or the 46 on the bottom. You can really see that bottom line gain a lot of ground in the turns, but on the straightaway, the high line will have more momentum and pull away. Here's a shot of some bump drafting. Down into turn 1, the 2-car team on the bottom doesn't seem to stand a chance against the train on the high line. Oh, but Conway shifts down to the low line and picks up Bando and the 46 car, leaving Clenworth and the 5 out to dry. And here's our onboard view with our race reporter, Kyle Clenworth. An onboard shot at the action behind him. That bump draft off turn 2 got a little dicey, almost got in the wall. A few laps later, here they are, all lined up, and Clenworth breaks line, going to the bottom by himself to take the lead. Side by side with Conway and Bando. Little help from the 5 car, though. Through the trial, the high line creeps away from him. He'll try that low line again, though, through 1 and 2. More help this time, and he closes the gap. Still side by side down the backstretch. And Clenworth goes back into line, trying not to lose any more spots. But the 5 car and the 46 and the 40 car lined up on the bottom where he was before. Sliding backwards slowly but steadily now that the 40's gone up to the high line behind the 4. That high line seems to be the way to go today. Down the backstretch, action's heating up. The leaders are 2 abreast and 2 deep. Conway out by a car length on the rest of the field. 4 and the 5 seem to be glued together on the high line, but nothing's doing. Look at how close they are, a lane and a half from each other at most. This is all at 190 miles an hour, mind you. Look at Clenworth pulling it 3 wide behind the leaders. .06 beneath him, 96 above him. Now the 5 and the 47 directly ahead. Look at that mess. One slip and they'd all be out of the race. Down the backstretch on the same lap, the leaders fan out. Conway's looking for a way by Bando, but he shuts the door. Later, Conway gets in the wall and Clenworth zips by. The 4 and the 5 follow him and take him past Bando for the lead. Oh, and Clenworth gets in the wall off of 2. The 4 and the 5 line up beneath him and go by. And Clenworth pulls a crossover move. Avoiding that yellow line, he almost gets into the 5 car. Blocking Conway and Bando as they try to go through the middle, stealing their run. Here he comes on the outside down the backstretch on the same lap. The laps are winding down and the action's heating up. The 5 car comes up, trying to make that outside line to work. Inching past the 4 car. Contact! The 4 and the 5 seem to be hung out to dry in that low line, with the 3 cars in the high. A few laps later, only a few laps to go. The 4 car and the 5 car are trying desperately to get to the front. They get around Conway. Bando goes up high to scatter the field. Clenworth doesn't know who to go with, so he runs right in the middle. The 4 and the 5 get a run on the bottom and shoot by going into 3. The 4 car's rubbing against the 21. You know, they say Robin's races, but there's just a point, whoa, look at that, when it just gets insane. I think Clenworth has enough of this. He's going to the front for the final time today. Look at that, he gave the 4 car a piece of his mind. We're getting word from the NASCAR officials that they'd like to see all the cars in the Oval Office after the race. Pretty much single file here. Here they come off of 4 for the final lap. Nobody had much of anything for Clenworth. Bando had been pushing him pretty beastly, I guess. And Clenworth takes the checkered flag.